The mission one, as you said, was really our notion of being able to get a daily image of Earth. It's about what is the frequency of change, and then how do we extract that change, and what does that change mean relative to insight. And it's interesting, a lot of other new business models are starting to be created from that. So our largest markets are agriculture, do a ton of work in agriculture. They really don't need necessarily that daily change, but certainly on a week and a month and you know, in growing season. Yet when we've started to show those customers the level of change we can detect until some kind of disaster happens, and then all of a sudden the daily data is invaluable, right? What happened the days leading up to a disaster, what happened during the disaster, and what happened after the disaster. So this notion of daily data can quickly become very important, but clearly defense and intelligence is a big market for daily data, as is some of the hedge fund. They want to see things very quickly on a very frequent basis. I do believe, and we believe, we have a perspective at Planet that the insights is probably more valuable than the data in the long run, but clearly having the right set of data and the right frequency of data and the right refresh of data is important. We have a number of clients who have told us that we're kind of overwhelming them with the data, but that's because they don't really have the techniques or the capabilities or the processes to make sense of the data. So I don't think we have a deluge of data. What we have is a lack of tools to make sense of the data, and we're capturing, right? I think everybody's capturing and moving up that value chain. Ourselves, some of our competitors, is really making, how do we make sense of that data, and how do we turn that data into insights, and then how do we turn those insights into potential business outcomes, whether that's to reduce risk, accelerate cycle time, or in fact, you know, reduce costs or create new business models. So I think commercialization and democratization of data can go hand in hand. In fact, I think Planet is a perfect example of that. And we've been able to do both of these very, very successfully. Again, I think we've managed to manage what that looks like in terms of a structure within the company. We have created programs that both democratize data but actually drive leads and generate demand in the commercial sector that myself and my team go and convert. So it really is a fine art. I think we've mastered it. One of the things that we need to recognize is that this market could be 10, maybe 15 times bigger if we can engage not just the enterprise markets, but also small, medium business, and perhaps even the consumer market eventually, which remains untapped. So these are things that we're always thinking about in Planet on our horizons. How do we continue our enterprise sell-in and approach and go to market? How do we look at the small, medium business market? When should we enter that? And even the consumer market. How do we bring this data, these insights, and this intelligence to the entire globe and drive a wonderful outcome for all involved?